This is truly one of the biggest events for me for Black History Month. You know, I always look forward to the call and just whenever the date is, I put it over. Because I always come here getting edified, and I leave this gathering usually feeling like I'm a tabernacle full of hallelujahs. It's just so glorious. So thank you again for inviting me. Because the Reverend Samuel does not flinch away from stuff. He doesn't sugarcoat it all. And he puts together a wonderful show. Thanks so much to G. Carter Woodson, who in 1926 came up with the concept of Negro History Week. Him and a number of other Black educators in America found that as they go through the history and saw all of the glorious contributions that Black folks around the entire planet have made, that they were not on the curriculum in America and the schools and the universities they went to. And they started it in February 1926, partly because the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln are both in that month, February. And not as some people say, because it's the shortest month of the year. Short-changing us once again. Memories. And ever since, streams have trickled, twisted, turned the many bends, and settled in my consciousness. Stone anchor chains Dark Jr. to the riverbed. Those are shackles on his wrists. Clear away the mists, clear away the myths. Rivers have flowed, mixed tears and blood in my mind, imbuing, haunting, percolating my soul as the wind. Oceans have heaved their wayward ways against cargo galleons, body laden on the triangular Atlantic, tossing, twisting, turning, sending mighty structures to their depths at sea. Oceans hold much memories for me. Oceans hold much of my ancestry. Praise defense stance for the sisters. Masks, steles, sculptures of Benin, the Sahara's harsh beauty, golden stools of prosperity, monuments pointing beyond the blonde blue skies of history reflect deep in your eyes. Drums, thunderous lightning, hand slaps the body instruments, plume procession of sounds echo in your silence. In your motions, your hips swinging 360 degrees of creation, in your stride, a polyphony of movements. Pestilence, drought, rush gushes of tears, the chain, the hope, the lynched thoughts, the putrid stench of overcrowded ships, the ominous smell of death, a son lost at sea, a daughter swirling in the search for the North Star of her life, a husband toiling in a wilderness of indecision. You have withstood, you have built on, you have pushed forth as a new sun pushes forth up out over the sea. You are strong, you are a towering inspiration, you are the foundation of the new nation. I have seen your cries and have shouted your sorrows, have basked in the harvest of your loves against the constant horrors of past and present woes that threaten the seeds of our tomorrows. As against a vicious night, I loom in alleyways, silhouette against the moon of my razor-sharp knife. As against your precious sight, I groom yesterday some memories, festoons of our sojourns. I grasp stars to bring to your windows. I grab moons to bring to your doorsteps and listen for your smile. I want to write you poems that are matrix of the mind, poems that grip at heartstrings, poems that make bodies shudder at your sufferings and the sufferings of the people and the strength of the people in that suffering. I want to sing songs of the children singing, in the rain falling, in the grass growing, in the sun shining, in the world loving. I want us to ride the curves of life with our spirits moving towards the pureness of creation, towards the oneness of things. The young man struggling, matchet in hand in the river spinning. The way the world is. Think about it if you will. Power, money, greed, the compendiums of wealth, sheer brutal might becomes right. Blind old men wantonly search the night for answers, find nothing but a litter of empty coffins. The star of Bethlehem is silent. When we try to walk on water, we sing. Mother, sister, lover, friend, as against the bitter cold wind, in these neon streets of hurt, in these broad avenues of pain, in these metropolitan nights patrolled by yellow cruisers, red wailing lights, in these would-be Eldorados, these bone towns of snow, iced hearts and broken dreams, we shall learn to swim with matchets against the moons in our hands, and flower darkly, and flower darkly. You know, when I started doing poems, I was really struck in Antigua by the English romantic poets of the 19th century. Keats, Byron, Shelley, all those. They never put Pope in there, Alexander Pope, or Blake. They put Blake or William Blake off in the category by himself. But those are the casts that I dug. We had to memorize entire sections at the school I went to, Princess Margaret School, secondary school, entire sections of the Rhyme of the Ancient Man. So when I first started writing, I was trying to do that kind of thing. This is a poem for Walter Rodney, Guyanese, who wrote the seminal books, How Europe Only Developed Africa, showing how the rise of Europe corresponded with the down-pressing of Africa in terms of the resources stolen. He lectured in Jamaica, Tanzania, all over the place. Went back to Guyana, formed the Working People's Alliance to try to cut through the morass of racial politics where it's 50-50 Africans on one side and Indians on the other. The Indians that they bought as indentured service after slavery, when the brothers and sisters said, we're not going back to those